wherever you want to.
It's a sparkle in my eye. It means so much to me because that ministry, when it is being prepared for, there's a closeness that is gained from the preparation before the people, before anyone ever else see it. The preparation again is a place where I enjoy going because my Father in heaven is there. I truly believe that. It is a place where a lot of times I don't like to come from it, but Father says there's work to be done. And to dance in Him is an awesome, it's just awesome.
Right.
Satan takes everything. You know, he can't create anything.
Right.
The Father is the creator. So he tries to duplicate it. And when he does it, he distorts it.
Perverts it, really.
He perverts it because David danced. You know, and the Father said there's a time for everything. There's a time to dance. And with that, just knowing who you're dancing for.
And Cookie, I have seen you dance, and truly it is beautiful because when I see you dance, it is as if there is no one else in the audience. It's just you and your Heavenly Father. That's what I see. That's what I see. And I know, to me, it's like you desire for everyone to go with you in the dance. And that's what I feel. That's how you touch me when I see you dance.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. God be the glory. That is exactly how I feel. In my heart, I feel as though I stepped out of the presence of man. And I'm in the presence of my Father. So nothing else does matter. Because I am trying to please Him. I have nothing to give Him other than my soul.
Yes.
And so when I'm in the dance, I'm so free. Free of anything of this side. On this side.
How did you get started? How did you get started?
That's amazing that you asked. Several years ago, I visited one of my good friends, Dee Witherspoon, in Atlanta. And we went to her church, and she has a very large church. At that time, I was going to a smaller church. And she was telling me that I would enjoy that Sunday because the dancers were going to be there. And I wasn't knowledgeable of dancers in the church. I thought, what in the world? She's moved to Atlanta and something has gone wrong here, you know? And so I said, well, I'm going to go out in the vestibule, you know, and I'll just wait on you. And she says, what are you talking about? She said, you would enjoy it. And I said to myself, I was like, I don't think this is right. You see, I never heard of it. Never really read about it. Just was going to church. And so as I told her, I said, I'll be back. And as I was standing up to leave out, the lights became dim. So I was sort of locked in.
So you couldn't leave.
Oh, me. And so I said then, I said, well, do I sit here with my eyes closed? I felt that because I thought that was not good. So being in that situation and environment, I thought, well, I'll close my eyes, Lord. I'm not really about it. I'm just here in this spot. And then the most awesome thing came before my eyes because I did not close my eyes. I am seeing these little girls come out on the stage. The music was playing for us. I remember like it was yesterday. And the music started playing, as I said, and these little girls came out, ranging from the ages from 10 to maybe 14, 15 years of age. And I noticed that there was a spot kind of open, like they needed to close that gap. And they never closed it. And what I began to realize is that I seen a couple of little girls kept looking towards the curtain. And I was like, well, this is beautiful here, but it was somewhat distracting. And what was happening was that there was a little girl. She was around 11 years of age. And as the other little girls were turning perfectly in their circles, this child was attempting to turn. But because of the deformality that she had, she couldn't turn as they could. And all the other little girls could bring their arms up so perfect and come around, you know. She couldn't because her arm was winged. And when she came out, her face was disfigured.
Mm.
And then she had the winged arm, and her body was, her torso was kind of shifted. And she was trying to make her way out to that spot that was left open for her.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me realize and think at this point that God has a spot for you.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how the world sees you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He has a spot for you. So as this child makes her way out, and as other little girls make the perfect circles, she danced before the Lord with what He gave her.
Mm-hmm.
And that blessed me and touched my heart so bad. I mean, in such a way I can't describe. So I stood up, and I remained standing up until the lights came on.
So God got your attention.
He got my attention. He let me know that I can use you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's significance, because what you see has not always been.
Wow. So tell me, you started a dance group
Mm-hmm.
at the church that you were
Yes,
in, okay?
that I was attending.
And what was the name of that group?
The Wings of Praise.
The Wings of Praise.
Mm-hmm. That was,
Wow. And how did you get the name?
well, God, I think, because I didn't know. There was a group there, a singing group. One of the choirs was called the Voices of Praise.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I was just sitting there one day and I was trying to sketch some names out. And then one day it just kind of came into my mind, the Wings of Praise. So I guess, I don't know, maybe God piggybacked off of the Voices of Praise and gave me the Wings of Praise. And until this day it is still there. That was something too.
Wow.
That was something. At that time I was attending Bethel
Uh-huh.
Baptist Church.
Uh-huh.
And the pastor there is, I love him so much.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Freddie B. Carpenter.
Uh-huh.
I just love him. I remember going into his office. And I had prayed one full year, Cousin Ann,
Mm-hmm.
because I thought, there's no dancing in the church. They're going to throw me out of the church if I even assumed, trying to start that up
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And to make a long story short, I went in and I talked to my pastor at that time, and he kind of looked. And anyway, he thought that was a good idea. He wanted to talk to his flock first.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he told me. He did also tell me that I was going to need help, which I knew that. And
Right.
him and God,
And it took off.
and it took off. It did. It took off. We started out with 7 girls that now all of them are grown now. Still keeping
Now,
contact with them.
are they still dancing?
About 4 of them, I believe, are still dancing. Yes, and one.
And I know one of them because I saw her, I think it was this year, danced
Mhm.
at Patterson.
Mhm.
I saw her dance.
Mhm.
So that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's
That is
awesome.
awesome.
But that's an awesome seed that the Lord allowed you to sow into the lives of these young ladies, so that they too could begin to blossom and to bloom and to go and to plant and do what God desires for them to do.
Yes, I enjoyed that task too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't always easy,
Uh-huh.
but I'll never forget one of the young ladies says, when they would come to practice, and I'll never forget, she said, when are we going to dance, Miss Cookie? And I told her, I said, in due time,
Uh-huh.
because you just don't dance.
Mm-hmm. Your thing is ministry.
It's
It's ministry. It's ministry, and that's a good thing.
It's
And I know we don't have a lot of time right about
Mhm.
now, but there is a major thing that you have done recently. Well, when I say recently, maybe a few months ago, and that was a production that you put on. How did that come about? First of all, tell us the name